Alright, I'm at the next cemetery, which is in a little town nearby. We're actually in a little small town. And we're in a place where my phone does not receive data. So I had written down the name Joseph Cyrus Barnes when I was at home, and so hopefully we'll get that picture and we'll have to just save it to our camera and upload it to findagrave when we get home. So we'll see if we see any Barnes family here. Looks like a pretty small cemetery. Oh, goes back a little ways. Really pretty. This at one time I'm sure was right out in the middle of the woods. Still no sign of Barnes family, but this is a neat collection of stones here. This is a family plot surrounded by a little pipe fence, but there's a couple stones in here that are look like wood. I've seen them all over the place that look like tree stumps, and my understanding of these are Woodmen of the World memorials. Matter of fact, Savannah McDermott, that might be a company name. But those were kind of like insurance policies. People paid for these, and then when they died, the company would make sure they got a memorial marker. And they were really popular as people were migrating across the country. They were going to places where they didn't have any family and wanted to make sure that they did have a memorial when they died, and these companies would keep track of where they were and make sure they got a memorial. So, kind of neat. Still looking for Barnes family. Kirk family. Well, it's been about 20 minutes in this little cemetery and haven't found any requested names. So we'll just move along to our next one. Sometimes you have a day like that. But still neat to get out and walk on a nice day and find interesting things to look at. There's one right in the weeds here. Orley Ashlock. Well, we're back on the road in the woods today. Just left a little cemetery that we didn't find what we were looking for. But the next one is called Gribble Cemetery, and it's out, really it looks like it's in the middle of the rural countryside. So looking forward to going to that. And just wanted to film a little bit of the kind of area we're in. Very wooded and secluded. But cemeteries seem to be on hilltops and give really pretty views. So, looks like we got about 6 minutes to go. And check out a really cool old tree. Other than that, we are hopefully won't run into any more mud like we did a few times ago. Okay, my map tells me we're getting close. Supposed to turn in about a quarter of a mile here. Doesn't look like there's anything close by that I can see. So I hope we can get to it pretty easy.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto 370 Street, Gissick Miller Trail.
Alright, they said there's a street coming up.
Take the next left onto 370 Street, Gissick Miller Trail.
grass-covered road. Now this is a hidden cemetery. Really pretty though. The name we came here looking for is Amanda Jane Rollins Stam, but there are 16 listed photo requests. So I'll take a look at the names, see if we can find a few others that we didn't even know about. Here's the one we're after. It says claimed next to it. I claimed this as one that I wanted to find so nobody else could beat me to it. If I don't find it, I'll unclaim it and let someone else look. But like I said, there's 16 others, so. Alright, well, let's get started. This stone Popplewell is one of them that I remembered from the list. Looks like a brand new stone, but it's been here since at least 1924. Both people died the same year. So, elderly couple. Eliza and Barrett. So we're going to take this picture. I'll pull these branches back just a little bit, but there's one we found today. Let's take a photo. Line it up so we can see the names really well. Okay. Then we push OK. We can read everything, so I don't need to add a caption. We'll push upload. Uploading photo. Hopefully we have enough data out here in the middle of nowhere that we will get these uploaded. And then I'll go to the wife's memorial and do the same thing. And then we'll keep looking. Beautiful place out here. I looked next to the stone we just took a picture of and found this. Barely readable, so I put some flour on that and I'll brush it away. But another request was for an infant, so I think we found that one. Charles E. died in 1875, age of 3 years old. That's not one that was listed, so I created a new memorial and added that for the family, and hopefully they'll be able to see that and add that to their family tree. So this time of year is great because a lot of the vegetation is growing back and you can find these ones that are sitting out in the middle of a bush. So. And here's another one. I had to set the stone back up. Daughter of M.A. and Zoe Popplewell, born and died March 31st, 1907, infant. This is a different family, but Popplewell. Right next to the big one, so it must be a close relative. So we'll add that to the family memorials. Alright, we're about halfway through the cemetery. It's getting a little cold and windy, but we found the stone we came here after, which is Amanda Jane Stam, 1843 to 1934. Someone is looking for this stone, and so we are going to take the picture, make it available to them. The photo, just about out of battery as well. So, just up in the upper half of the picture works the best. Film one thing at a time. Okay. Down to 7% on my phone. So I better upload it as quick as we can. GPS location, uploading the photo, and then it'll show me the new memorial with everything on there, with the picture on there. And so we are just about out of time and battery, so I'll look around the rest of this cemetery. It's like sometimes someone's tried to fix things up, but sure could come around and take care of it again. Constant care at these places is really important. So this looks like a neat one. I'll try to film that before we go. The Miller family. James Miller. Let's see if it happens to be one of our requests. But I see this a lot where there's two parts of it and then one person dies and maybe the other one moved out of the area before they died, and so they're not on that same double stone. But sure is neat. Oh, nothing on the back. Okay. Well, thanks for watching this video, and we'll try to make a lot more and just find these old cemeteries, and I encourage you to go out and join Find a Grave and take some pictures. I was kind of rushing because my phone was dying, but I went to the car and charged it up. Walked back through and found 3 or 4 more photo requests, including Amona Kerfoot, and this one right here is Lucinda Black, right there, and next to the military stone for Thomas Stam, right next to Amanda Jane that we took a while ago. So I'm going to add those, and sometimes you give up a little too early. I did, and so now I'm going to go back and get them. And I know down there I saw George W. Nelson lying flat right there, so I'm gonna go get that one. So that's 4 more people who are looking for stones that we found. So once I do that, I am gonna finish up and drive back home, and starting to blow some cold wind out here in January. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like, and I'll keep putting some more of these and just finding neat things. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Here's some pictures of the last few stones that we went to get at Gribble Cemetery. Thomas Stam was the husband of the one we went after originally, Amanda. And this is the military stone where he was a part of Company E, 41st Wisconsin Infantry. So that sounds like Civil War. Lucinda, wife of Jacob Black, was on the requested list. G.W. Miller, George Nelson, we found down there at the bottom of the cemetery. And I want to show you this last one. This is the stone that I found near a bunch of other members of the Locke family, and it's just almost impossible to read. And it looks, and it's laying here, it looks like it had been broken off here. And I set it back up on there, and it did match. It had been broken off, knocked over somehow. But I wanted to show you that with just a little bit of very careful work, just a little brushing and using some flour, which is kind of an inert powder that won't damage the stone, and we're brushing it off the top, letting the powder fall into the creases. We went from not being able to read this, and actually the person who made the memorial couldn't read it and didn't know the death date for this person. It says died, but then had been cut off and was up here. So we put it together and set it back up with a little powder in it, and it's really easy to read. John W. Born, son of E.M. and N. Locke, it looks like N.L. Locke. Born December 1st, 1868, died March 11th, 1870. On the memorial, the best guess they had for the death date was November 11th, 18 something. So glad to solve that, and I hope the picture on the memorial will help the person update the information. Had a good day at Gribble Cemetery and found the last 4. I had to put some powder on one to read John Locke, but it turned out to be the one somebody was looking for. So that's great. We're getting ready to leave this cemetery down this old grassy road and call it a day. So thanks for watching, and subscribe, and I'll bring you some more adventures out in the cemeteries. Bye bye.